Okay, here's the morning report so far. It is mid-April. It is around 6 a.m. and around 20 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's partly cloudy, gorgeous looking skies. So, I'm going to try and do a little sunrise photo shoot. And I'm going to a specific location this morning. I'm going to check on a seasonal pond. So this time of year, as the snow's melting, there's a depression in the landscape that fills up with water sometimes. Some years it does, and some years it doesn't. It's been a pretty wet spring this year, so I'm hopeful that it will be filled up with water. And in that pond, if it exists, you can get a nice reflection of the Tetons. With some nice, beautiful conifers, and it's a really pretty scene. So it's been a few years since I've made a photograph there, and I haven't gone and checked it out yet to see if it's filled up with water. So it's a bit of an experiment, but I hope it has some water in it. So I'm going to head out there and get set up and see what happens with the sky. There's some gorgeous clouds out to the west. Unfortunately, there's also some clouds to the east that might block that light from getting through. But I'm going to get out here and get set up and hope for the best. We'll see what happens. And then I will continue along my merry day and see what else I can find. So let's see what happens with sunrise. All right, here I am at this little seasonal pond where I hope we'll get some sunlight this morning. The sunrise is kind of being blocked up here by the clouds on the horizon. Yeah, they're hard to see in the screen right there, but there are some clouds that are blocking the light. But there's still like one beautiful cloud left over the top of the mountains. So there's the mountains behind me, and there's one nice cloud still left up there that could get some really nice light if the light comes this morning. So I'm going to kind of hope that happens. I'm going to get set up. I've got my camera here. I've got the Nikon D850 with a 24-70 lens on a tripod. And shoot, now we got a little bit of wind riffling the water here, which would kill that perfect reflection. But I'm going to get set up and then wait and see what happens. Hope for the best. Okay, for setup here, I'm going to do vibration reduction off on the lens. I'm going to set this up at f8, ISO 64, and then I'm going to check the exposure. The meter's going to have kind of a hard time here with the dark trees right there, and then once the sunlight hits the white snow of the mountain, that white snow is going to want to get overexposed. So I'll probably have to dial in some negative exposure compensation. So I'm going to set up for that and maybe dial in -1 stop on exposure compensation. And then once the light hits, if the light hits, then I'll adjust as necessary. I'll take a peek at the histogram and see if that needs to change. Okay, since I'm on the tripod here, I'm also going to put exposure delay mode on, which means I'm going to press the shutter. It's going to block the mirror up out of the way and then wait 2 seconds and then release the shutter. So any kind of vibration or anything will be dissipated and I'll get a super nice crisp shot. The clouds, they're all leaving the scene here. They're moving north. that's where all the pretty clouds have gone, apparently. So I'm losing hope that this is going to be a pretty sunrise. Okay, I'm leaving that scene. Beautiful pond, beautiful sunrise. Clouds did not cooperate, but everything else was great. I shot a couple of different compositions there. I think the ones I'm going to like best are the ones kind of with a little S-curvy shoreline, snowy shoreline, because that's where the interest is going to be, is down there on the ground with the reflection in the water, versus I was hoping for some just fantastic colorful lit up clouds above the Tetons as well, and that didn't happen. So all in all, a bunch of things came together and worked out really nicely, except for the clouds. So I can't complain at all. It's just beautiful out today, and the sun's just going to start kind of coming across the valley floor here, and I'm going to keep my eye out for other critters and other beautiful things. The light's fantastic, and you never know, when beautiful light hits something, you never know, it might just be fantastically beautiful. So I'm going to really be watching hard for things to photograph here, and then just be on the lookout, see what I run into. Alright, those are grizzly bear tracks. They come right to the road here. Looks like they happened last night, but that's a grizzly bear and 2 cubs. So that's a good sign. Obviously I haven't found the bear yet, or I'd be taking pictures of it, but it's a good sign that Mama Bear made it out of the den with her 2 cubs. So I'm going to spend some more time cruising around here, and maybe I'll get lucky and bump into him and be able to make a couple of photographs today. Maybe not, but it's hopeful. All right, that's going to be it for this gorgeous spring day today. Started out with a great sunrise and ended with nothing. Some bear tracks. That's it. I was hoping to find those bears, but they didn't want to be photographed today, by me at least. So it's great to be out here though. The snow's starting to melt up here in the northern part of the park. And this is like the first real good sunny day we've had in quite a while, so it feels really good on my head. But anyway, thanks for riding along with me, and I'll be back with another episode, and hopefully I'll get some bears in the next episode, because I tried today, but they're not quite ready to be photographed yet, apparently. But another great morning to be out here, so I hope you enjoyed the show today, and I'll see you next time. Bye. All right, well, it's the next day. That beautiful spring thing we had going on yesterday with the blue sky and the sunshine and the lack of snow, that's over. The story for the video yesterday didn't feel finished to me because I didn't find a bear, and I didn't find any critters. So I had to come back out this morning and see if I could find the bear. But I woke up to fresh snow on the ground and wind and back to winter. So I came back up into the park. I had a couple hours this morning to come out and try and get lucky here before I need to get back to town. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put down the camera and get back out there and see if I can find a bear, or at least something else, some other kind of critter, I hope. Because yesterday didn't feel complete. So maybe this will help complete it, maybe not, but I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, here we are. April in Grand Teton National Park. Winter, spring. Winter, spring. Whatever. Okay, I've got another critter out here. This is a great blue heron out on the snow, and it's kind of a cool shot. There's like a little tiny kind of fragment of a creek in the snow out there, so there's like a break in just the plain white snow, and there's a great blue heron standing out on the snow with that kind of creaky, that's like a crack in the snow almost, it looks like, running through the scene. And so I'm going to shoot that. I'm kind of waiting here for this great blue heron to give me a little better pose. It's facing away from me right now. Hopefully it'll kind of turn and give me a little better pose. But it's out on just plain white snow, so I'm shooting at +2 on exposure compensation here. ISO 400, and I'm getting 6/40th of a second shutter speed. So I'm going to shoot this bird, and I think I might even shoot it as a pano because I've got this long kind of crack in the snow, so I might do three sets of images to make a nice long image with this just snow, but with this kind of crack in the snow, and then a single lone great blue heron out there. So I think this has potential to be kind of a cool little minimalist photo, and I might do black and white. I might not. I'll see how much color that great blue heron is actually going to give me in this flat light. If it gives me the kind of its true blue color, I'll leave it as a color image because it'll look nice. But it's kind of flat, dull light, so I might not get much of that blue in here anyways. But anyway, I'm just sitting here kind of waiting for the right pose for this bird to give me. But it's kind of, I think this has potential to be kind of a cool minimalist photo. All right, we got that great blue heron photo, and I think it turned out pretty nice. I'm gonna like it. And now I'm gonna keep moving along, see what else I can find. So I do have a couple of critters today. So far, so good. Not the grizzly bears yet that I was hoping for, but I've got a few different critters. So far, so good with my end of yesterday's story that's happening today. I'm even confused about that. So yesterday was a beautiful spring landscape day, and today was kind of a ugly winter critter day. Even though I didn't get the bears, the critters that I would have really loved to have photographed today, but that's how it goes out here. So anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later.